Hey guys, welcome into my Zul'Farrak video. I wanted to post this up on my channel. I know you've probably seen this in other places, but I didn't want you to have to leave the channel to find a Zul'Farrak guide. So this is a guide for you mages from level about 40 to 54. You do get around 200,000 experience per hour here, and you're going to be moving a little slower than me. I am on my 60 mage, so I have quite a bit of advantage here, but you're going to be pulling more of these mobs than I am. You're going to be pulling a lot of these guys right here. So you're going to try to move through here. And as they get on you, I'm going to show you your reset spot. I am going to just keep this rolling live, so it is going to take a little longer in these reset spots, but this is going to be your first reset spot here on the left. You're going to come over to this fountain and just run right underneath it. And you're just going to push yourself up against this block. And you're going to notice that the guys back there are resetting. It does take about 14 seconds. So while you're here, if you can band-aid, if nobody's on you, just carry on a band-aid if you want to save a little time. Otherwise, when you get done and they do reset, you can go ahead and just eat. So she did aggro that guy there at the end, but he reset with her, so that's good. So you want to eat, do whatever you got to do here. And then we're just going to mount back up. Maybe it won't demount me into this pillar here. Okay. All right. So we're going to run, and these guys are going to start getting on you again pretty quick here. So make sure you do throw your ice barrier up and your mana shield. So I'm going to show you this guy right here. So if I can pull him, this is your second reset spot. It's going to be very similar. Just going to stand right here on this block, and these guys will reset. They may cast a totem down, guys. They do that like she just did. You can either wand it or you can wait for it to go away. Usually they don't last too long, but if it does stick around, I'll go ahead and hit it. Yeah, it's sticking there, and he just put a brand new one down. I'm going to wait so I can just let those mobs pass, and then I'll go ahead and take it out. Okay. See if I can just do this right here. Actually, I'm out of combat. What am I doing with my life right now? I was actually already out of combat. So you can drop combat on these. Okay, good. Go ahead and take that off. Again, go ahead and reshield back up, throw your mana shield back up. And you're going to get to see this live. I'm not going to do any outtakes on this or anything. And you are going to probably pull this guy here. And you're going to be a little slower than me right here. So when I jump, I'm going to jump all the way over this. You can try to jump and land on that and then just push forward just like this, come around the corner. Don't worry about these mobs. We're going to reset these mobs. And there should be a mob patrolling here. There are a few, so just keep going. And what we're going to be looking for is where this boss is. If he's walking this way, guys, just go around this direction. But he's kind of right in the middle for us. This would be very bad. You're going to have to kind of finagle here and wait for him to get out the way so you can go in there. He shouldn't be there, though, if you get to it. If you just get unlucky, just kind of wait and kind of waste some time and move around to where you can wait for him to leave. And then to reset these mobs that are on us, we are going to jump right up here. I'll show you how to do this. I just usually well, if I can get it, and jump right there. Oh, good Lord. You're going to aim for that little spot right there in that corner. And usually you get stuck really easy, but just kind of work your way up there. Make sure you do practice that. Come in here by yourself, and do that. Don't bring a whole bunch of people and then not ever have practiced that jump because it can be a little sticky sometimes. But anyway, all right, so they have reset. So we're going to go ahead and go into pulling these graves. So, all right. So we are going to pull this boss. He's not going to do anything to us, but he is going to shout. And what that's going to do is when we click these graves, these mobs are going to take off and run towards him instead of follow us to this reset spot here behind this container. So I'm going to move up out here, and as soon as you see him yell, you can go ahead and take off. Just make sure you click all these graves. Just like that. And you're going to notice they are running back. Now they're coming back towards me, so I'm just going to slide in behind this right here. And you're going to notice they are going to reset in about their 14-second interval. You can go ahead and band-aid. You can do the usual stuff to get your health back up if one did get on you. Wait for them to go and watch this mob here. If she does patrol this way, I think she comes around. You can wait on her to move towards the center of the room. I'm gonna wait like basically you would if you are low level, so she can move towards that area. If you feel comfortable with running out ahead of her, that's fine. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and go now, and these mobs are gonna take off and run towards him. And I am going a little slow. Y'all may be a little faster. My strafe keys are a little weird, so it makes this a little awkward. And it can feel awkward the first few times. Go ahead and just Frost Nova them, and you can just Cone of Cold. And we're going to run right back up here and hit the same spot again. I got it better that time. Good job. Good job, me. Gotta wait that 14 seconds again. Seems like most of this is waiting on that 14 seconds. And then we're gonna pull these these mobs here out of these graves afterwards. Okay, so there they go. They are running back. I'm not gonna open this grave. I'm gonna start here and go that way. Just watch that patrolling mob again, guys. Okay, pull these 3 and just take off and do the same thing. And these mobs, you have a little bit more time because they're running that direction with you, it seems like, and then you're coming right here where you need to be. But you can turn and get to them if you need to. Don't be like me and miss the jump. But you can Frost Nova them to give yourself a lot more time there if you'd rather do that. But I swear, those jumps get me sometimes. And that's quite okay if it gets y'all, because every time I do this, it seems like I screw up one jump or another. I tried to do another video on this, and I had to clip together the perfect jumps. And I'm like, you know, I'm going to show people me actually making the same mistakes as everybody else does. Okay, so these mobs are here. Don't worry about them. You don't want to pull a Shadow Hunter, though, so we're going to make sure we don't pull him in a second. But you're going to jump up here like that. Jump up on the top, and you're just going to jump up over here on this wall. And you can kind of analyze where your mobs are, but we're not going to pull anything from here. If you are a gnome, you're going to have to mount here and jump up on your mount. But if you're anything else, pretty much, you can just jump up. All right, so we're going to pull this boss. And a lot of people don't know why we pull this boss, but I believe he opens one grave. 1 or 2 graves, I can't remember. We're going to see if these graves are gone when I get done. So anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to Frostbolt him. The reason being is I can pull these guys with a Blizzard right here, no problem. But these guys down here get pulled with him, and you will get a few more mobs. So we're going to rank 1 Blizzard, rank 1 Frostbolt him. And before we do that, very important to go ahead and throw your mage armor up and make sure of any last checks you got. If you make sure all your mana rubies are made. I mean, I would get all 3 of them if you're low 40s. And have you some mana potions. Make sure your evocate's ready to go, because you're going to be doing this at a quite a bit lower level than me. All right, so everything looks fine to me. So we're going to go ahead and rank 1 Frostbolt this guy. We're going to turn around and just Blizzard those guys. I'm going to make sure that Shadow Hunter's not too close. Don't want to pull him with it. So we're going to do that. We're just going to throw a Blizzard down right there. All right, you're going to just jump across here. And we're just going to keep going. We're going to go around behind this, jump up a few times here. And you're noticing the mobs are running. Kind of just glance over and make sure you're getting all the mobs pulled. I usually do have to Blizzard that group right there. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to sit right here. Most people kill them in this area. I'm just going to go ahead and Blizzard right there to start grouping them up. And there's always that one guy. There's always that one guy in your group, it seems like, guys. So don't worry about him. He is going to get there every time. So we're going to do this. Usually I do have some mobs. There he goes again. The same guy. Not really. He's a different guy. But it does seem like the one outrunner does come out there very often. So, okay. So we did gather them there with our rank 1 Blizzards. And we're just jumping back and forth here, guys. It's a lot easier to make that jump than it looks. You can kind of go through that a little bit there. And I'm just rank 1 Blizzarding, showing you basically exactly what I'm doing. All right, we're going to go ahead and jump back over. So I'm going to show you where a lot of people kill them. And I'm going to show you why I don't do that way. So they kill them here. And they go ahead and start casting their Blizzard like this. And it's a good strategy. I mean, it works. It gives you a lot of time if you do miss the jump. And I'll show you that here in a minute. But the reason why I don't like doing it this way is that they can get stuck right there and you can't loot them. If you're not concerned about loot, then by all means kill them right there. But these guys can drop some very nice gear. So I am going to worry about loot myself. So, and just keep jumping back and forth, guys, just like that. And I just hold them right there. That's basically where I hold them, hit them with those Blizzards. And make sure you use your mana gem first, your most powerful mana gem. And then from there, I would evocate next, and then use your other Blizzard, or your other gem, rather. Sorry, I was casting Blizzard and thought Blizzard. Okay. But I'm going to show you what you can do if you get in a bind here. I'm going to go ahead and Blizzard them here. I'm going to take them back the other way. So I do see one weakness with killing them right here where I'm killing them now. And that is if you miss this jump, they're all over you. They really are. That you can't, if you miss it, you can't run back up here and get back up here. So that would be one benefit of bringing them down here. Because like say, we're going to pretend like we just missed this jump. And if they're over there and we miss that jump, it's not that hard to run back up here and just start your pull again here. So here they are, and then just jump right back across. But you run that risk, and I see a lot of people, instead of killing them right up there, like where I grabbed them, they'll start killing them here. You're in that danger zone if you get to where, if you fall down there, you're in trouble. So another good thing to do, and I can show you this, is like if you know you're out of mana, you have nothing left, and you just want to reset. I'm going to show you a few reset spots here that you can go to while these mobs are running back and forth. So I'm going to slow them a little bit right here. Okay. Mobs are slowed. So if we want to reset these mobs, I found right here is a good place to do it. You just jump up right there and the mobs just reset. They'll go all the way back. So notice they're going back to full health. So don't do this unless you definitely want to reset the mobs. But we're going to go ahead and restart again. Okay. And they're going to run back down here. There are 2 more reset spots down there. If you drop down and you think that you ain't got enough time to get back up here, you can reset the mobs. So we're going to look at that real quick and make sure that I remember where those are. So I believe one of those spots is just right here. I'm wrong. Where's it at? It's right here. One of these spots. Okay, I obviously forgot where that spot's at. It's right there somewhere. We're going to find it. Woo, we almost died. Give me a pot there, just in case. But there is a spot down here. You can play with it. I think there's a spot right there. I'm going to try to give myself a little bit more time and not die right here while trying to do this video. But there is a spot down there. I'm going to get them way this way this time so I can make sure. I think it may be right here. Is it? Not it. Is it? That's not it. Play with that, guys. There is a spot there. You can pull just a few mobs and see. I think it's maybe on the inside of that. We'll test it just one more time here. No, we're not going to do that. Don't do that. I think it may be on the inside of that. We're fixing to figure it out. Kind of blizzard on too close. Okay. Let's see if it's right here. I feel like it's like right there. So, yep, there it is. So they are resetting there, guys. So if you do jump down there, just jump in that little spot. You can reset and start over. So most people wear your eagle and owl gear for this. So I would get as much stamina as you can, as much spirit as you can, as much intellect as you can. Obviously, if you can swing that on all 3 pieces. But most of the time, just find you either eagle or owl. And just go with that. Just try to get as close to your level as possible to make this as easy as possible for you guys. So if y'all feel like killing them right there, it will make you safer to get back up here overall. But if you're worried about loot like I am, I would just kill them right here. It would be an easy spot to kill them. So I'm going to go ahead and down these guys. I don't know why I'm just wasting mana throwing shields up here. Don't do that. Don't be me. Let's gather them and just go ahead and down them here. Okay, so they're gonna die pretty quick with those big blizzards. And you can just make sure, don't get into too much of a hurry. Just make sure you're making that jump back and forth. It does look a little more tricky with a gnome, I will admit. I have not done it with a gnome, but anyway. And if you do reset these mobs, I'm gonna show you guys where you can go. Y'all can obviously see we're going to kill these guys, so I'm not going to kill them. I'm going to go ahead and reset them, and then I'm going to show you how I get back over to where I'm at, to where we can start this over. I'm going to go ahead and reset them again. Once they reset, we need to figure out how to get back over there to kill that boss without having to go this direction. So I'm going to show you how I get back over there. Okay, now they are reset. It seems like they're reset. Are they reset? I think they are. We're gonna say they are. I really don't like them there because that's where I need to be. We'll see if they reset with these mobs here. Yeah, they did. That's a little weird. Okay, so you're here, you had to reset, you ran out of mana, something went wrong, maybe you had to use too many cooldowns or whatever. But from here, I think you can either jump in this corner and jump back up kind of like we did and just kind of go back around and do the exact same thing. So don't fall in the hole like me. Um, and just kind of start over. You're right back here. We can get around this. Let's just go around this way. Okay, and then you're right back and you can start over. Instead of wiping, you can just reset them real quick if you feel like you've arrived there without enough mana. So other than that, I think this is the most efficient pool. You're going to get the most elites this way. I do see people kill the scarabs. I may make a completely separate video on that part. But other than that, guys, I'm using the same spec for this as well as I use for SM, as I use for everything. I don't change anything as a max level, but you may be able to find a more optimal solution for you here. But this is my basic for everything I do. And obviously, we're just going to go in and get that arcane concentration as much as possible so we can get those clear castings, okay? All right, guys, well, that is about it. If you did like this video, I would greatly appreciate a like and a subscribe. Get those alerts when I do release more videos. I'm going to try to release one a week at this point. I was going to try to go every other day, but sometimes me learning these takes just a little bit to understand why we do everything the way we do. But all right, guys, I appreciate you guys. Thanks.